Alright, so I have some good news for you guys. It's about the new 2020 ACT format that is going to be released in September of 2020. Today we're going to be talking about what exactly it is, how it's going to help you score higher, and why it's important. So, what exactly is the new format and why is it important? There are three components to this new format, and let's talk about each one. The first one is that you can retake individual sections of the ACT exam after you take your initial ACT. So let's say you took the ACT, you did really well on maybe 3 or 4 out of the 5 sections. 1 or 2 of them you didn't do so hot on. So the ACT will give you a chance to sign up for a specific test day where you can just retake that specific one section that you screwed up on. And on any given test day you can retake up to 3 individual ACT sections of your choice. And this helps you obviously because you get to focus on the specific areas where you are struggling the most, which is something that we preach here at 5 Academy. We tell you guys to focus on the areas that you are struggling in and continue to practice those, and this is a direct application of that. The second thing is that you can super score. So once you have a series of ACT retakes and maybe your initial ACT scores that you've got, you can super score and combine your ACT subsection scores, your best subsection scores, to the ACT score that you want. A lot of you guys, if you've taken the ACT maybe 3, 4, 5 times like I have, your super score is probably 1 or 2 points higher than your highest individual ACT score, which is great, you know, if you're getting a 1 point plus and you're already, you know, scoring decently well or, you know, right at where you want to be, then the super score is going to give you that boost, and that is pretty great. So immediately you can score higher, and if you've already taken the ACT before and you're taking the 2019 version of it, then I believe that super score should carry over to the 2020 version. So hopefully you can still super score your exams that you've taken before September of 2020 and obviously onwards. And the third thing that is important about this new format is that they are offering online ACT testing. So the international students that take the ACT actually already have this, but now they're going to introduce it for domestic students. So if you're taking the ACT in the US, you can take the exam online and actually get your results within just a couple days as opposed to a couple weeks. It helps you if you are, you know, on a short-term time budget, or if you just want to know your results faster, then it's great. Also, a few things that you should take note of: you can retake up to 3 sections on any given test day, and these retakes will be offered on 7 test dates throughout the year, and you get unlimited retakes. So if you're within those bounds, obviously 3 on any given test day, you get 7 test dates throughout the year, and you can do as many test dates as you want for the retakes. So you have a lot of chances to make up your scores, and I think even just after 1 or 2 times of retaking, you should be able to get the score that you're looking for because you're putting all of your time and energy into that specific section that you're struggling most with. Now, why is this important? Well, like I already said, it helps you focus on your weak areas. So if you're retaking the ACT exam, you can totally forget about the sections that you've already done well on. You can just focus on, in my case, you know, it would be reading, and just practice the heck out of that, you know, in the 1 month or however long you have before you retake that ACT reading test, and prepare for it to the best of your ability. So you can put all of your energy and all of your time, ACT prep time, into just one section and go all out for that. And that's going to help you score a lot higher because you're putting all of your focus into one thing as opposed to 5 different things. So that helps you a lot. And even going into test day, knowing that you're just taking maybe a 30 or 40 minute section as opposed to 3 hours of ACT testing, that's going to help your endurance. Actually, you don't have any endurance, there's just you taking the test and you're done. So getting rid of that endurance element is also going to help you a lot. You're not going to be foggy, you're not going to be wearing out, and that is great. Also, your score is not just dependent on your performance on one specific day. Maybe you had a bad day that Saturday when you took your first ACT. It doesn't matter. You can retake a specific section and remake those points that you lost. Now, obviously, it's going to help you score higher, but you have to keep in mind it's also going to help others around you that are taking the ACT score higher as well if they are willing to go ahead and retake, which most students are. So keep that in mind. The ACT might become more competitive and you might be expected to score a bit higher because other students are also scoring well on the ACT with these retakes and super scores, something that the SAT, I believe, does not do. So with the super scores and retakes, make sure that you're taking advantage of these things so that you can stay ahead of the curve, stay ahead of everyone else, and make the most of the opportunity that you have to make your ACT score as high as possible and show that you have a high ACT score to the colleges that you are applying to. So it's going to be more competitive, and keep in mind that a lot of students might end up switching from SAT to ACT because of this super score and retake option that is highly attractive, and I'm actually super jealous of you guys that you have this, something that I didn't have when I took the ACT. I think my last time was in 2017. So, you guys are really lucky that you have this opportunity. Please take advantage of it and make the most of it. So while you have this new opportunity, your approach to ACT prep should really be mostly the same. You're just focusing on the specific areas that you're struggling in most, more so than before, because now if you've already done well on a specific section, then you completely can forget about it and just focus on those weak areas that are giving you more problems. Now, if you're someone that is kind of not really sure what specific sections you can improve most in, then I would not recommend you just retake 1 or 2 sections every time an ACT test date comes around, especially if you're scoring maybe in the 20s. I would still recommend you try to improve every section as much as possible, and try to improve your entire ACT score by as much as possible, and not just take one section or a couple, because you have more potential for improvement. You have more skill weaknesses that you can turn into increase and growth in your score. So that's the main thing. But this is really helpful if you're like almost at that score that you want and you want to just get 1 or 2 points higher. That's where this one section is gonna, a 1 section retake can really make a difference in your score. I remember one of my last times taking the ACT, I got a 32, but that was with a 24 on the reading section, which is much lower than what I wanted and what I had practiced to achieve. So having that retake option would have been really great, but instead I had to retake the whole test. My rating score went up to a 31, but that was with, obviously I had to make sure that I was doing well in all those other sections to get the score that I wanted. So it's a bit more stressful the way it was before, but with this new format, you guys should be able to make the improvement a bit more easily than in the past. If you guys like this video, please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. We have 6 free practice exams linked below, and you can also schedule free tutoring sessions with us and send us any questions that you have through the chat box on our website. I'd love to help you guys out and answer you guys' questions, so feel free to check that out. And apart from that, I will leave you guys with that. Be sure to retake ACT exams when that opportunity comes around, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.